Welcome to the low down. Welcome to the low down. I'm your host, Dob Low, and thank God we're back. Thank God we're back. Guys, I got some important talking points today. A lot of stuff that we've been talking about seems to just kind of randomly be happening, so I'm really glad that we went ahead and brought our attention to it. I've got a little bit of personal stuff for you today, and I'm going to start us off with a little personal stuff. Guys, I've been married for... did he forget? It's too early. I think somewhere around 4 or 5 years I've been married. And anyways, I've had a pretty successful marriage, or at least in my eyes I have. We really seem to make it work. And so I got a little secret for you on that. My wife and I, our big secret is that twice a week we go out, we have dinner, we have wine, we have some good laughs. Kind of makes everything all right. I go on Monday and she goes on Thursday. Oh, I had to bring it back. Seriously, though, we just pulled all of our savings out, and we're going to start traveling today till we run out of money. So, good news is we should be back by 9 p.m. tonight, and the show will go on. I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll, people. Guys, I've got some cool talking points here today. I'm going to start out with this. Yesterday we talked about electrolytes and hydration and kind of maybe what all that means. And my neighbor, who's been listening to the show, he is a hard-charging, nose-to-the-grindstone type of guy. He does the 100-mile marathons, exercises, him and his wife both, their whole family. He makes sure that his friends do. He really takes no quarter when it comes to personal feelings. He just wants people to do better. And I was talking to my mother about him the other day, and I said, I think that his entire goal has been successful. Because look, I'm a pretty active guy. I've done the military. I've always remained active. I'm not scared to push my body. But when I see him walking across the yard, I don't know if he's going to ask me to go run 30 miles or if we're going to hang out and talk politics for a second. And it is a part of his identity. It's been very successful. Anyways, talking about electrolytes from yesterday's show. He brought me some new electrolyte packets. I tried one this morning. The brand is LMNT. It's an electrolyte drink mix and 1,000 milligrams of sodium, I think 200 milligrams of potassium, and some magnesium. And for any of you guys that were in the service with me, if you guys remember Serasport, back before Liquid IV and all that came out, that they would force you to drink, and it was that real kind of a thicker consistency, salty taste. That's what this is. But if he's giving it to me and he's swearing by it, and all of his fellow runners and people are using it, well, I would trust it, right? I would trust it more than a recommendation I would make. So I tried one this morning, super salty. I'm not worried about the taste, right? I'm worried about hydrating. So, to my neighbor, that was awesome. Glad we could get the word out on that. It looks like I've got 3 good talking points here, so let's do it. Oh, and touch freaking grass, people. Go outside and touch some grass. If you're not touching the grass enough and it seems like you can never force yourself to get outside, go buy a puppy. They need to go outside every 30 seconds. So, touch grass. It's good for you. All right, on to our point. Okay. I'm going to start with this. We ended our show yesterday with AI. So here's something that happened yesterday. An unknown actor, we're saying actor, I don't mean Brad Pitt, I just mean a actor in this sense, used AI to impersonate Marco Rubio. So if we're getting to the point, and that was on Signal, by the way, and if you don't know what Signal is, it's a better defended cyber area where people can communicate better than WhatsApp or something like that. So if AI is already getting to the point that it can navigate security boundaries on Signal and impersonate Marco Rubio, who's a Secretary of State, then we're in trouble. And the government, I told you yesterday you should learn about it. You should, but you don't have to. But the government does have to. And as we're seeing right here, if they do not, we're going to run into a whole host of problems. So that really surprised me, because I didn't realize AI had already got to that point, or that the government was so ill-prepared. It doesn't surprise me that the government's ill-prepared, but they better be getting prepared. Next thing we got, Trump removes the terror label from Syria, from the Syrian government. Basically what that means is countries that we know host and abet terrorists and do terroristical things, we put a terror label on them. That way we can do no deals with them. They get no money. We try to limit access to all funds they could get. Well, they say they do. They pay them all a gajillion dollars. So I guess that doesn't make sense, but that's what the idea is supposed to be. Anyways, Trump removed that label yesterday, and so it looks like relations with Syria are going to be getting built back up again, and probably going to be future business deals there, which really just disgust me. We basically funded ISIS, which took over Syria. We created a terror ring that took over a country. Now that terror ring is it's not gone, by the way, but now that it's quiet, now we're ready to do business with them again. We need them, right? We need a foothold in the Middle East. I don't really understand that. I don't see what Syria could potentially offer me as an American citizen, or any of my fellow American citizens, that would make any of us better by doing business with them. I'm not a businessman, I'm not a president. I'm sure there's quite a bit of stuff that I do not know from the outside looking in, though. Kind of gross. If you guys don't know, Syria did probably some of the most heinous things that have been done since the Holocaust in the 2000s. So the fact that we're even talking about doing any kind of business with them makes me want to yell. Moving on again. Japan, as of yesterday, just created the fastest internet service known to mankind. It is apparently 1.02 petabit. Yeah, I had to write that down this morning. I can't remember what a petabit is. And you could download the entirety of Netflix in a second. Guys, the informational age, technology age, the era of having your phone with you, especially as AI advances, and letting it think for you is coming. I'm already guilty of wearing my noise-canceling headphones out in public so I don't have to speak to people, and being in my own world. So it's all coming, guys. When you look at something like that, you realize how fast it really is coming. Because once you have internet of that speed, once we get AI to the point it can act as Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, through Signal, which is supposed to be a hard line of security, guys, it's here. The world that we romanticize, the world that we used to know, is gone. So it is time to be prepared. It's time to learn to use it, improvise, adapt, overcome, and use it as a tool. Don't use it as a weight to drag yourself down. Use it as a tool, because that's what it is. Stay in contact with old friends. Learn some things through it. Stick it down. Put it down after that, and go touch some grass. Guys, that's the end of our show today. Song of the day today? Let's go with Changes by Langhorne Slim. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. By the way, today's show is called Independent Thinking Thursday. Use that old thinker up there. Use that old noodle. Put it to work. Make it learn something. And come up with your own ideas on stuff. Create your own opinion. You'll feel better. There's no way you feel exactly word for word as somebody else on every single subject area. Come up with your own opinions. It's good for you. I love you. Have a great day. Go kick some tail. We'll be back tomorrow.